The CallMeCarson girlfriend cheating situation. We've gotten a statement from Caterino, and we even got a statement from someone we had no idea was part of the situation until he spoke up. I will dominate. But one of the main culprits in the situation, Fitz, has still yet to respond. Until now. He tweets out on his Twitter, "Hey guys, as many of you will have heard, I've been involved in some personal drama recently, and although the situation is a lot more complicated than anyone expected, I want to apologize publicly, not just in private. I'm sorry, Carson. I hurt you, and I wasn't a good friend. I can only hope that someday you'll forgive me. I regret what I did, and I regret where we are. If you ever decide that I'm worthy of versing you in 8-ball, I'll be here. Until then, I'm sure the wonderful friends you have around you will have your back. Cam." So that's the response Fitz gave. And considering the circumstances, it was pretty much one of the best responses he could give, a lot better than Caterino's, where she made it all about herself and tried to shift some of the blame onto depersonalization. But there are some weird parts of the response where he mentions that it's more complicated than anyone expected, which I think cheating's pretty straightforward. You knew Carson and Kate had a thing. Carson's your best friend, and yet you willingly go and have sex with her. I actually just can't put myself in that mindset to where you would willingly fuck someone that one of your best friends is very invested into. Even if Caterino lied to you about not having any interest in Carson, you're still fucking someone he intimately cares about and that you know he intimately cares about. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem too complicated to me, but surprisingly, a lot of the YouTubers' responses to this tweet were a lot more forgiving than the take I just gave. Swagger Soul's response to Fitz by saying, "Okay, I'll let you back into the misfits." Jameski says, "I despise cheaters, and this situation has sure left a dark print, but props to a solid no excuse apology, man." Bad Meme says, "Not gonna lie, man, you're the lesser evil here. Like, what you did was bad, but Kate didn't even offer 8-ball in her apology. Oh, and she was dating 3 men all at once, but 8-ball. Stupefy responds by saying, 6 balls. Then Bad Meme responds, "Proof that my followers are of superior humor." Quabber says, "I think you may have lost 8-ball privileges." Too Mad says, "K-pop is trash. One of you agree." Kavos responds to Fitz by saying, "No excuses, and just saying sorry." A much better response from good guy Fitz. Axel Cohen says, "This is probably the best way you could have put this." Logan Jones then responds, "He didn't make any excuses. He told nothing but the truth." Cable responds by saying, "Everyone liked that." To which George responds, "I still dislike him. Cheating on your homie's girl is a first-degree bro crime." Harendo says, "This is still more genuine than Kate's apology." To which 999 responds, "Cause this is genuine. Kate just acted like she's the victim." Nicholas Diorio says, "This is the weirdest I banged your girlfriend tweet ever. Your U2's is coming out of the jar." Bailey Doggle says, "Cracks Knuckles, we waited all this time, and all you have is a text from your notes app? At least Kate had the fucking decency to respond on video. And making the 8-ball joke in an apology is not okay, especially after what you did. Anyone else want to add to that?" Brittany responds, "The 8-ball joke is almost a homage to their friendship. If any of us know anything about Carson, is he appreciates comedy. And of course this is a serious topic, but some lightheartedness never hurt anyone." The Toastman then replies, "My guess is they've already made very basic amends, and this joke is just showing the state of them starting to fix their friendship. I don't think Fitz would just make a joke for no reason." Lieutenant Cobra responds to Fitz by saying, "Don't move. I'm filming a documentary about retards." Scrubby says, "Sorry I fucked your girlfriend. Hope this paragraph from my iPhone helps." And honestly, out of everybody who's responded here, I kind of agree with more of the latter tweets that I read off. This whole response from bigger creators within the YouTuber and Twitch streamer community, just making memes about the situation while also giving their opinion to an extent, just seems kind of like distasteful and immature in my opinion. I'm sure Carson doesn't mind, but it just kind of rubs me the wrong way and kind of shows me that these guys are not as mature as they should be. And I genuinely feel if Fitz didn't have 5 million subs, that these responses from these content creators would not be as nice. If Fitz was in the same situation as Caterino and had his career created off of Carson, I feel like these content creators would have no problem ripping into him on behalf of Carson, but because Fitz has so much popularity within their community, they feel the need to go lighter on him. That's just my speculation and my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in particular in the comment section below. Feel free to disagree with me if you want to. Anyways, let's move on to CallMeCarson's apology, because yes, even though he pretty much did nothing wrong, he did end up apologizing himself today. This twit longer reads out, "First of all, before I start off, I hope you were all doing well. You probably weren't expecting any of this stuff. and neither was I, but here we are. This is all a real mess, huh? I want to admit my own faults in this situation, as I am guilty of things here as well. It has been very difficult for me to watch everything unfold after I came out with the information I did on Reddit. It's my belief that I should have never made any information that's out now public. It was a private matter that should have stayed private, and I want to admit that I am at complete fault for it being in the public eye. I put it out there in hopes that I could finally move past it, and every day I woke up feeling resentful, immature, and petty. It hurt me to think that two people could do something like this to me and get away with it. So in an emotional, impulsive response, I put it out in front of the world. This was the wrong decision, because at the end of the day, no one is entitled to this information besides the parties involved. Just like Kate and Fitz, I'm an entertainer that creates content for people, and what I do in my personal life, even if it's wrong, isn't information that I think should be shared. As someone who has been dealing with imposter syndrome and the inability to go out in public without being recognized, even in my hometown grocery store, I should have recognized the hypocritical nature of putting this entire situation on display for all of you. You all have no idea how much I appreciate the support you've given me recently, and it's helped me immensely to know that I have all of you to fall back on. That being said, I think it's important to say this. I am just as flawed of a human as Kate. I am just as flawed of a human as Fitz. I am just as flawed of a human as Keemstar. I am flawed. Seeing everyone's support is awesome, but knowing that next week it could all be flipped on me is terrifying. I am not perfect, and I made mistakes. What Kate and Fitz did was wrong, and I think we can all acknowledge that, but seeing myself paraded around in such a manner feels misplaced. Next week, it could hypothetically be me in front of the public eye, having done something wrong in my personal life, because I'm just as susceptible to making poor decisions as anyone. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life that I'm not proud of, and to think of myself in Kate and Fitz's shoes makes me feel sorry for them. Moving forward, please respect Kate and Fitz's time to process this, as well as respect their break or whatever they choose to do. To Kate and Fitz, I'm sorry for all the pain I've caused you, and I'm sorry for putting your private lives on display for the world. It was the wrong decision, and I apologize. You did wrong, but you didn't deserve your careers jeopardized. I hope you can both become the people I want to see you as. Anyways, that's about it. I'm going back to playing 8-ball now. Now, before we get into the Twitter responses to this, I just want to mention how insane it is that CallMeCarson's apology to Fitz and Kate is more genuine and more in-depth than Fitz's and Kate's apologies to him, despite all Carson being guilty of is making the information public, which in my opinion, I don't really think that's something to be sorry for. If you let it boil up inside you, it would have been much worse for you mentally long-term than having it out into the public. Again, just my opinion. Either way, let's check out some of these responses. Keemstar responds to Carson by saying, "Carson, I'm going to make a Reddit post right now about this bullshit. I am not flawed." Carson then responds to Keem with an image that says, "You want to play me at 8-ball. You want to play me at 8-ball so bad." Keemstar then responds, "1v1. You win, I have to delete every Carson Kate's Fitz drama alert. I win, I get to do the Mari show. Who's the father interview with you three next year." The sauce locator then posts a tweet with the caption, "A story in 3 images," showing an image of Carson's Twitter bio saying he has 369 wins in 8-ball, the tweet that Keemstar just made, and another image showing that his bio is updated to say he has 370 wins. Carson then responds to this by saying, "As funny as this is, I must clear the air. I have yet to face Keem at the table, as I am a massive pussy and afraid of his terms." Fedmeister responds to Carson by saying, "Who the fuck plays 8-ball? Carson then responds, "Don't knock it till you try it." Dolan Dark says, "Genuinely thought this was gonna be a meme that said I'm sorry for being good at 8-ball. Carson then responds, "I'm not sorry for that." Sky Williams responds to Dolan Dark by saying, "Bro, what even is 8-ball? Duck. Please tell me." He then responds directly to Carson by saying, "Carson, please don't apologize. None of this is what you wanted. This isn't the direction you anticipated. You've got nothing to apologize for. Take as much time, 8-ball, you need, and we gonna wait right the fuck here until you're okay. Keep your head up, Carson. Stay up." False rape accuser iMalik says, "Words with friends is better, no cap." As the universe fades responds, "Not for your friends." Small Mellow then responds, "Friends? Don't you mean future targets?" Quite says, "Stay flayed, my guy." iNabber then reacts with a smirking gif. 100 Thieves JHB team says, "Now I feel awkward," showing a text he sent Carson saying, "I am powerful, I am strong, I am JHB team," showing that he actually beat Carson in 8-ball. Kappa Kaiju says, "Love you, big man." Blues Dank says, "Carson King." James Ski says, "Really good way to put it out from a public figure perspective. I feel ya. Shive responds to Carson by saying, was a bit hesitant to open this tweet longer knowing it's such a meme, but I'm glad I did. Grande says, respect. Stay strong, Carson. I wish I had an iPhone so I could beat you at 8-ball. Sash says, Frog is here. Don't be sad. Things will be okay. Kark says, you lost at 8-ball? Well, fuck. Everyone is flawed, Carson. We wouldn't be human otherwise. With that said, play me at 8-ball. Wheelchair Man then responds, the character progression in this thread should be studied in high school English class across the world. Tempo Zero says, there isn't anything to apologize for, and you are the bigger person in each and every turn in the situation. Most people would be way more petty and resentful in a scenario like this, and it is admirable you choose to be different. Hope you feel better, man. This all sucked. Cabber says, proof 8-ball is always here for you. Richie then responds, it ain't, man. I got an Android, and it left me quicker than my dad. Scrummy says, yo, did you just apologize for getting cheated on? Lightning Fury then responds, no, he's apologizing for making this private matter public. Maddie says, proud of you, buddy. Who's Chaos says, I hope 8-ball helps until I destroy you in a game. Voiceover Pete says, no reason to apologize, dude. You're a boss. We love you. Chris Raygun says, I only met you once briefly at PAX. I could tell right away you were a good dude. Having your relationship sensationalized is a hell of a lot of stress, and you've handled the situation maturely despite any perceived mistakes. Also, I would crush you in 8-ball, you punk. Slazzer responds with a crown emoji, obviously indicating to Carson that he is indeed a king. Rocket Ralph says, Carson, you are an absolute sweetheart. You apologize when you didn't even have to. Valkyrie says, sending you extra good energy. Taylor Harris says, respect, man. Seriously. Also, sent you my deets to play some 8-ball. Feliza says, I think you handled it pretty fucking well, to be fair. Other people in your shoes would have handled it way worse, in my opinion. Grizzy Graza says, I have a high amount of respect for you. D1 says, you are an extremely mature individual. There are so many blow-ups that the internet witnesses, but it is rare for us to see someone take the approach you did just now. Take all the time you need, my brother. 39 Daft sends her love to Carson, and then M. Byinger makes this meme about CallMeCarson. Kate comes into the room and asks, who are you? Carson says, you cheated on me. Then Kate says, do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Now that's about it for the responses to Carson and Fitz, but it is not the end of the situation because, ladies and gentlemen, Caterino has slain a 5th victim. And I will tell you who that is in the next video, so be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss it. It should be coming out within the next day or two. If you want to know who that is right now, you can head over to my Twitter. I'd also like to thank my channel members for supporting the channel, in particular Josh Pescator and Continued Bear, who have donated $30 a month. They have pretty cool YouTube channels if you'd like to check that out. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.